America's three biggest enemies, China, Russia, and North Korea. These three rogue nations are building a strong military alliance that will pose a grave threat to the United States. These three nations are engaging in a secret mission against the United States. This information comes from high-ranking Chinese Communist Party whistleblowers that are still inside China. Those whistleblowers are in constant contact with the new federal state of China, the group aimed at taking down the CCP in China. Nicole Tsai from the new federal state of China is with us. Kim Jong-un is supposed to go to Russia about this arms deal. Well, now we're learning China is sending diplomats to North Korea first. What's going on here?
Well, remember, Kim Jong-un has been staying at home for more than 4 years, and this is his very first international trip. He's going to meet with Putin, and he's actually going to iron out some details about secret plan that has been put together by the members of the new axis of evil, that is China, Russia, and North Korea. So this secret plan has three purposes. One is to help relieve Russia's predicament in the Ukrainian war. Two is to provide countermeasures against U.S., NATO, Japan, and South Korea. And three, to prepare the war readiness for CCP to attack Taiwan. So according to our exclusive intel from our China sources, people who are risking their life to give us this important intel, that is under this secret plan, Russia is going to provide food, oil, technology to North Korea and send military experts to North Korea to help them set up military factory and nuclear facilities for North Korea to produce rockets, missiles, satellites, and even bioweapons. And CCP, Xi Jinping, is also going to provide technology and important materials that are needed by North Korea to produce combat zones that includes steel, aluminum alloy, gunpowder, chips, and other necessary material.
Who has come up with this plan? Is this Xi Jinping that has orchestrated this?
Great question. You're absolutely right. This plan was initiated by Xi Jinping, and the first delegation that was led by the CCP's Minister of National Defense, Li Shangfu, he's currently under the U.S. sanction. So it's China who initiated this plan. And so they already sent special envoys to North Korea to discuss about this before Kim Jong-un's upcoming trip to Russia. So this is a secret plan. And we know that in return, North Korea is going to send anywhere between 300,000 to 500,000 soldiers to Russia. So what is China going to get from this deal? Well, Russia has promised to Xi Jinping that they're going to give up that entire island. It has a funny name. It's called the Bolshoi-Yursky Island that was under dispute since 2004. And Russia promised that it will give the entire island to CCP and also promised to lease Siberia to China for a period of anywhere between 10 to 100 years. So we're clearly seeing a formation of the new axis of evil right under our nose.
Russia is going to send military experts to North Korea to help them build all kinds of military equipment, rockets, you name it, weapons, all of these things. In return, North Korea is going to send 300,000 soldiers?
300,000 to 500,000 soldiers. And the first deployment will be about 20,000 soldiers in the name of Logistic Corps.
Would those North Korean soldiers go into Ukraine to help mop that conflict up?
They're going to be there to help with Russia's defense against Ukrainians or against the allies between U.S., NATO. And so this is their increasing military might against the U.S. and the entire NATO.
Well, this is such a sign of aggression that if this is true and your whistleblowers are correct on this, this is moving us closer and closer towards World War III. And Xi Jinping now taking over more territory, moving into Siberia and this island. All of this, to me, says America, who's been the strongest body on earth, is losing control and losing grip. And that new axis of evil is taking that control away.
Everybody is talking about whether Xi Jinping is going to attend the G20 meeting. According to the CCP state media, Xi is not going to attend the meeting, but they didn't provide any explanation. But according to our exclusive sources in China, Xi is not going to attend for two reasons. One, his health is declining. Two, he's faced with an unprecedented level of domestic instability and turmoil, both within the party and within the country. But Biden, and we have already saw the media report saying Biden was very disappointed, but he says he's going to get to meet with Xi. How so? From our intel sources, that there's a group of people described by CCP as their old good friends, and these people are working actively behind the scene trying to make the meeting happen between Xi and Biden. And so what we have learned from this behind-the-scene activities that Xi made three offers for this meeting to happen at G20. One is U.S. must lift all the sanctions placed against China, and two is that U.S. should obey on the Taiwan issue the 1992 consensus. This is a political term coined by the CCP on the One China policy. So under this political term, One China policy is CCP's own interpretation. That is, there's only one China. That China includes Taiwan and is the sole legitimate representation of people in Taiwan and in China. And three, Xi Jinping wants to know U.S. response to the CCP's imminent attack on Taiwan, and Xi has also made three offers to Joe Biden. One is that Xi is going to meet with Joe Biden at G20, have a sit-down dinner, and two, Xi offered to mediate the Russian-Ukrainian war to a peaceful resolution, and three, Xi wants to help Joe Biden's 2024 presidential bid a successful one. These initiatives were taken by the U.S. side. They're working actively behind the scene trying to make the meeting happen. And if all these three conditions and offers were met, Xi is going to meet with Joe Biden and tell Joe Biden in the face, point blank, that he's going to take over Taiwan. And so according to our sources, the U.S. is planning to lift the Shangfu, who is the minister of the CCP's national defense. Well, he was placed under sanction by Trump in 2018 for purchasing Russian arms, and U.S. is also considering lifting other sanctions on the CCP. So I certainly hope this bombshell reporting will change the course of action, and I certainly do hope the president will say no to these offers.